Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another crypto video. And today, I'm going to give you guys a list of my top altcoins to hold throughout the month of November. As I've already told you guys a couple of times here, I think historically, November is one of the best months to hold cryptos in. And since right now we are in an extremely bullish market, which I've confirmed time and time again, what we've seen today, and a couple of the hours last night, is a flash crash that's a freaking flash sale. Yes, guys, that is exactly what I'm calling whatever happened to the crypto markets right now. I am calling it a flash sale. I'm buying a ton of these freaking altcoins right now as we speak, and that's mostly because I'm not really too worried that these will do bad over a medium to long term. Now, short term, talking a couple of days, we don't really know where we're going to end up, as we of course had this very peculiar news from China that might have affected the markets. Now, as I just said, guys, there's in reality not that much to be afraid of if we're talking about real substance worth of crypto news. And so I am buying, I'm not worried, and these are the coins which I'm really heavily getting into. Now, before we actually move over into that, guys, I want to quickly tell you guys about the exchange, which I'm using a lot right now. It is called PrimeXBT. Most likely, you guys have already seen it a couple of times on my channel. And that's because I used to actually use this as my main exchange for a little while. The reason I changed is because they kind of stopped listing a lot of the altcoins which I was wanting to trade with. However, guys, I just got a message that they freaking listed an entire new list of altcoins. And guys, they have a ton of other legitimate pairs over on there, which you can also trade. You can trade a ton of things on here, which is why it is an exchange that a lot of people might really find appealing. Having said that, I usually tell you that if you're looking for a margin exchange, so where you can trade with leverage, you should mostly look for the exchange which has the best bonuses. And right now, PrimeXBT, with my code down below, gives you a 50% deposit bonus. Not exactly sure how they're doing it, but it is insane. So make sure that if you are using leverage right now, that you make full use of the bonus. And I'll leave the bonus code down below. Then again, a second nice part I want to quickly assert here and make clear is that you also have copy trading on here. If you use their token, which I think is called COV, something like that, you can actually get some discounts for the copy trading too. And how that works in an easy fashion is you can copy some of the best traders and just follow their trades, which I think is very interesting. There's a couple of other things on here, like for example, getting some yield on your coins and whatnot. But the main function for right now is that you have the best bonus over on PrimeXBT, which is why I was quickly announcing that. Having said that, guys, let's dive right into some of my top altcoins. And to actually get into that, there's a little precedent we should set, which is there's a really big difference between the previous bull run and this one. For example, in that bull run, a lot of altcoins like Redcoin, RDD, or Verge XVG went insane. And in this run here, we're most likely not going to see many of the coins that did well at that time actually get the same result. And what I'm trying to say with that is that if you're looking at some coins thinking, oh, every single coin that popped off last time is going to do crazy again, I think you're on the wrong foot. As the crypto market changed, literally the narrative behind everything changed, people's knowledge for crypto changed, and many coins that were really cool back then have now turned into hypey or irrelevant projects, as there's many competitors now that are basically doing the job better. So if you're looking for the most important area to focus on right now for this specific part of the crypto bull run, as I honestly believe the bull run will take longer, make sure you press that like button right now and I'll tell you. No, just kidding, guys. I'll always tell you this stuff. As I said before, my goal is to make sure that all the viewers right now, all the subscribers of this channel, get at least a little stage wealthier. And so if you guys are on that mission too to get richer with crypto, make some passive income out of crypto, all that stuff, my channel is going to be filled with tutorials, going to be filled with information on that type of stuff. And of course, one of the coins we just showcased on the channel actually did times 320. I'm still excited about that, so sorry for showing it so many times, but I'm so excited about that one. And we're going to try to share as many of these coins on my channel. So make sure that you're subscribed, press the little button for the notifications as well. And there's going to be many of these gems and things shared on here, guys. You want to be part of the family? It's going to be amazing. But so not every coin that popped off last time is going to do that again. One of the most important sectors to watch for this part of the bull run is, first of all, the more solid caps. Just being honest with you, right? The more solid caps like a Bitcoin, an Ethereum, a Solana. And that is because right now we're in a phase where there's a lot of, let's call it optimism. but there's also quite a lot of uncertainty still. And we're seeing that reflect back into the prices. And so if we're talking about this earliest phase of the bull run where Bitcoin just hit a new all-time high, we're in a phase where people are still mostly siding with the biggest coins out there. Now, the reason I am not actually naming those coins in my top list is because usually the way it goes is it goes from the biggest caps to the little bit littler caps, so to speak, smaller caps, to the even smallest caps. And by the way, guys, I'm not a native English speaker. I try my best, though. And, well, if you want to focus full on, I guess, phase number one, you're going to most likely do fine, but the gains will be meh. It's the phase 2 or the phase 3 when it goes into the smaller caps that there's huge amount of gains to be gotten. That does not mean that a Solana, for example, won't pop off, because if we're actually looking at the real fundamentals behind it, it's most likely going to do crazy. But if I had to replace Solana with, for example, a coin that I think will do good next, so to speak, I would, for example, say, you know what, we're not going to go for Solana, but we're going to go for something like Kadena. Because they're on a similar path to Solana. They all of a sudden come up and they're just going on a crazy surge. The use is definitely there. It's a proof of work that's really interestingly built. I still don't get how I didn't think about this sooner, basically, or how I didn't get wind of this sooner. It's such an interesting idea and pretty damn useful as well. They have safer smart contracts. They actually have a way to make sure that the provider can make them free for you. And it's so crazy to me how they can take the bugs out. For example, they're helping you to detect bugs within the dApps or the dApps. It's a crazy premise. So I understand why this coin is pumping right now. And luckily, we did talk about it a couple of times on the channel. But I do think it's still a very solid coin to buy for this run. Mostly on the premise that it just solves a problem very logically. And even though it's a proof of work, which I would have definitely not guessed or understood, that might also be a very smart idea, because it connects again to this little thing that I told you guys about the bigger caps and the more solid cryptos. The number 1 and number 2 cryptos in the list are proof of work, right? Literally, these two are proof of work right now. Litecoin, proof of work, which is, I guess, not in the top anymore. It used to always be in like the top 4 a little while ago, a couple years back. Oh, how times have changed, huh? But maybe the proof of work, because it's so strange, it has some appeal. And apparently Kadena has some of the craziest TPS out there. I don't know the number anymore, but like 50,000 TPS or something crazy like that. So there's definitely an appeal, and there's definitely a very... Oh, it says here, through their layer 2, which, again, it's not completely fair, by the way, if you're using a layer 2 and putting those numbers there. But apparently through their layer 2, they can even achieve 500,000 TPS. So that's pretty damn crazy. So Kadena is definitely on my list of top coins to still look into. And I would personally say, man, don't go all in at once because we're at the highest point ever, but try to buy it piece by piece. And it's most likely not going to be like an ICP, an internet computer, where it just spikes into the top 10 and then slowly fades out of existence, because this one is most likely really properly built. At least what I've been hearing about the crypto space, people are really freaking excited about Kadena. Now, as I've said before, guys, if we're talking about different subjects, I would say focus mostly on the smaller caps, medium caps, because even though I said Metaverse is huge right now, and I completely agree with that still with my own little thoughts on that, I will tell you that even in Metaverse, some of the top coins right now that are just going to do amazing, most likely, and keep blasting off are Axie, because it's a play-to-earn game, extremely popular, which you can, by the way, stake for about 130 or something like that % a year. So if you're buying these coins, you can actually stake them and get a freaking huge return. It's so worth it. There's going to be Sand. There is Decentraland, so this one, Mana right there. There's going to be Sand. I'm not exactly sure what place that is in. And there's Engine. So all of those, I keep telling people, these are huge. However, they've already gotten quite a lot of gains over the last couple of weeks. And so it could be that they're cooling off a little bit right now. So you might have to wait. I have all of them, though. I have all of those, and I'm extremely bullish on them. So from that perspective, I also tell people, yeah, these are huge, and they'll most likely keep growing as Facebook is getting more and more into this metaverse. And some people call it good or bad. It doesn't matter. These coins are popping off and still doing well. So that's kind of like my metaverse type of big cap side. The smaller cap side, which is why I'm not exactly sure how many altcoins are going to be, are Star Atlas, MetaHero, and Blocktopia. You've most likely seen it go crazy in the comment section of how many people promote this stuff. It's because they literally have a proper use and people are excited about them. But I've already done a video about Metaverse coins, so I want to kind of keep it to a little bit more of a minimum, as otherwise we will talk about the same coins time and time again. And I think you guys have already heard why I like these guys. So let's split it up into 3 different categories. We got Metaverse gaming. And actually, little fun fact, guys, I might actually be buying myself another a gaming sort of token tomorrow. It depends a little bit on how things go, but one of the things I'm looking into is just how huge gaming is in the blockchain center, I guess. So gaming, play to earn, metaverse, they kind of come together, but on some different bases, they might be a little bit spread apart. Like, for example, one of the coins I'm looking into right now is one of those coins which has some potential to go crazy like some of the coins we've seen before. I'm going to tell you honestly, I don't think it's going to have the same multiplier. So I don't think it's going to be another one of these coins which goes like 500x or so like we've seen a couple of times. But I'm still going to try buy in. And I want to quickly make sure you guys understand that. If I do, I will most likely let a little small message go over on Telegram. So make sure you join the Telegram. And if you don't know how to buy, guys, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make a tutorial before this coin drops, but I might buy into it, and I'll show you guys the results if I do tomorrow, because it's going to launch, I believe, yeah, it's going to launch tomorrow, right? Yeah, so then I'd have to buy in somewhere tomorrow in the morning or somewhere throughout the night even, but I'm going to have to look at all the different pieces first. But gaming is popping off, and a lot of these coins which are launching right now are popping off. Then again, I also told you I'm going to keep the focus on coins which have already launched out there, so I'll revert back to the normal. All right, so some of the coins which I also really am heavy on, of course, are DeFi. And the problem with that is that there's so many different DeFi coins out there that it's almost impossible for me as a creator to basically tell you guys which ones are amazing and which ones are not, as there's just too many of them, right? But as you've most likely seen on my channel as well, one of the difficult part is not finding out which coins will do well, but which coins will do better than the average. Because if I'm telling you, yeah, DeFi is good, which coins are you going to buy, right? Which coins are you going to go for? There's an entire list here on CoinMarketCap, for example. If you press DeFi, well, you'll see that about half of the freaking crypto in the world are in this list. And even though it's missing a lot of them, like, for example, the Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum, that's because they are a little bit less literally DeFi. But Terra, Avalanche, Chainlink, Uniswap, most of these top three here, I'm actually a very, very juicy holder of, and I keep telling you guys, I think Luna will go to $60 billion market cap at least. Avalanche will do the same. Chainlink is one of the most undervalued cryptos in the entire space right now, as they basically have Chainlink 2.0, and it's such a huge change, and Chainlink is so integral to all the DeFi out there that these are just huge, huge, huge. These are like must-haves as well. But then again, when I look throughout this list, I'm like, well, I have a lot of these coins, as I just know most of these have a very particular use case, what they're very useful for. And so it's really hard for me to make these videos. Pancake, for example, I use the exchange all the time. I stake all these coins and so forth and so on, guys. That's where things get a little bit difficult. But DeFi, I would say split money over these different sectors. A little bit into the traditional one, like a Bitcoin, Ethereum type of coin. That's like for the real safety part. A little bit into Metaverse, which is mostly the crazy gainer type of part, where you can also get a huge APY, by the way. A little bit into the DeFi sector because, well, DeFi will keep growing. It's only getting bigger. There's pretty huge APY for most of these projects, and there's just more certainty that it's going to grow, but you don't know which one, so it's like a good split over them because there's more certainty than the Metaverse one, but it's like, you got to also have a little bit of gains in there. And then the last pick for right now, if we're talking about different sectors, is definitely going to be exchange tokens. So let me quickly put in a timestamp for that as well. Let me quickly put it in. So exchange tokens are, in the easiest words, all the tokens out there that are connected to an exchange, like the BNB, the let's quickly see what else we can find over in this list. The Crow, the FTT, there's the KCC, there's the BIT for over on Bybit, for example. All those tokens I think are pretty damn huge, mostly because they can be used to, for example, buy tokens on the specific launch pads on these platforms. Where Binance, for example, you can actually use those tokens to buy into, for example, now the Lazio Fan token. On Bybit, you can use them to buy into the Gene token. And usually those coins that launch on there are doing well because there's a lot of demand for them. And I mean, they're already instantly launched on a very popular exchange. So they do very, very well most of the time. And from that perspective, it's just already got some crazy utility itself. Then again, if you look at BNB or look at KCC, they have an entire network. Basically, they have an entire network built on top of it. Here you can see, for example, on Poolcoin, we can even explore the entire KCC network, as there's just so many coins or projects built on top of there, which is some layer that people don't think about. Or you can use it to lower your fees, which basically are one-to-one with the exchange getting more popular. If the exchange gets more popular, very logically, the coin goes up because more and more people will be buying it as they can lower the fees by using that coin. So it's just a very logical bet on those cryptos. Do they have the craziest multiplier? That depends. I think a BNB can easily see $2,000 within this run. It could literally go times 3 times 4 without it having the craziest of effects. from the perspective of how useful it is, but also just how big Binance will most likely get. I think the Binance founder might already be the richest person on earth pretty damn soon. It wouldn't be too crazy, it wouldn't amaze me, as the valuation of Binance is most likely out of this world right now. If we actually look at the real valuation of it. But of course, they're not public just quite yet, so we can't see. But the moment it goes public, Binance is just, it's mind-boggling stuff, man. And the entire network around it, because of how many coins they got, how many they're listing, but also, most importantly, how much they have under them. It's going to be crazy. And I think right now the true value of a lot of these projects is not really reflected just quite yet, as people just don't understand. But crypto right now, as I've shown in a couple of my articles before, is only 1% throughout the way. It's only 1% throughout the way. So there's going to be so much growth happening. We're only 1% there for mass adoption. And then last but not least, I'll quickly talk about some of the coins which he mentioned in this article. He said, and I'll tell you guys my opinion, Solana, one of his leading large cap ones, I like it. Solana, proper layer one, basically Ethereum competitor with extremely low fees and extremely scalable, very fast. The only problem is it used to be undervalued. I made a video about it about a week and a half ago at $130. Right now, it doubled already in the last week and a half. So it's a little bit less nice to get into, but Solana will definitely grow over time. Polkadot right now is an extremely nice bet or extremely nice coin to go into, mostly because of the auction slots that we have right now, where a lot of Polkadot is basically getting locked up in those, so it's becoming really deflationary. Avalanche and Algorand, there's really not too much to say except for the fact that, well, we got the DeFi realm, we got the platformer realm, right, where these two both fall into, so they're obviously just good ones, they fall in. Elrond Gold is one that was a really good crypto a couple of weeks ago. It already popped off in terms of gains rather nicely over the last week or so. So I would say it's a little bit less nice of an entry to get right now, but Elrond Gold I still hold and I still think is pretty solid as well. And this entire list of coins, even including IOTA, I hold, but I don't know. I wouldn't place it in my top one tier list. Like for example, VeChain, and actually HBAR is in that list. VeChain, HBAR, those are for example projects that have proven utility, proven partnerships, and I would always say get into. But you see guys, you see what I'm turning into with this video? There are so ridiculously many coins out there that I think have such a huge potential, but it's kind of like a 50-50 because even though I mentioned a lot of coins just now, if you look honestly at the amount of coins that are in the coin market cap right now, out of the entire 14,000, I can at maximum name 50 that I honestly think are that amazing that they'll stay throughout the next couple of years. And those are the coins which I just want to hold. And you might think, Dusty, are you freaking crazy out of your mind buying so many tokens? Let me tell you. If you, a couple of years ago, doing that bull run, bought a couple of the wrong tokens, you literally might have not gotten any gains, but other people got millions of percent. You don't know which coins are going to pop off. And you, more importantly, don't know which coins will stay good over the next couple of years. Look at Redcoin, look at Verge. If you put all your money into one of those because it was your gem coin that was going to go crazy, look at where you'd be today. I would always say diversify. And if you don't know when to buy, and for example, a dip like this makes you scared, I will always tell you, just buy in routines. Then again, guys, let's make very, very clear that none of this stuff is financial advice, and I appreciate it very much when you guys press that like button and subscribe for more of these videos. As you already know, guys, on this channel, I am right now focused on making the most amount of money in the crypto space possible for myself and for you, the followers. And I'm sharing all the opportunities and all the coins I'm buying into, and you guys can see and track for yourself how things are going. So a little summary here, guys, at the end. Let me quickly summarize it real quick, which coins, because I think I might get distracted throughout the video here a little bit. Coins I think everybody should hold are a couple of DeFi coins, a couple of Metaverse coins, a couple of exchange tokens. If we're naming a couple of bets or a couple of coins, the ones I really mentioned a couple of times already, but I think are going to be huge are Star Atlas, MetaHero, and Blocktopia. That's for lower cap. If we're talking high cap in terms of Metaverse ones, I would say the Sand, Mana, and Engine. If we're talking about the DeFi realm, well, I'm not really sure what to categorize Kadena in. Let's say Kadena is like on a different level, but I definitely think Kadena is a top coin. So let's say Kadena is number one. Then a couple of Metaverse are my number two sort of coin to have. You can kind of pick which one you think is the best, but I would say get yourself at least one or two of those and just split up. Even if you only have $100, split it up into a couple of these, That's my own personal thought process. Not financial advice, my thoughts. Then a couple of DeFi tokens. So I would, again, look for coins that have a good APY that you can actually use to stake. For example, BNB, not natively a DeFi token, so I wouldn't kind of look into that as a list. And AVEX, for example. You hold a little bit of AVEX because you can mostly get yourself a good APY. Chainlink, extremely undervalued, good APY, so not actually that good of an APY. You guys get the drift? You hold some of those. Then in terms of exchange tokens, I would say, man, okay, so the BNB has a return on it for staking. FTT is going extremely popular because it's a really popular exchange, so forth and so on. You hold a couple of those. And then I don't know even if I had any other lists out there of different coins to hold. But you guys hopefully got it throughout this video. Polkadot, I think, is undervalued still. Veechan, I think, is undervalued. Chainlink, I think, is undervalued. Almost anything is undervalued, though, because we had a flash crash. So it's like a flash sale. I'm buying altcoins like a madman. XRP because of the lawsuit, but you guys already know about XRP because I talk about it every single day. Oh, yeah, man. It's an exciting time. People don't understand how lucky and fortunate they are to be able to buy in right now. A little side note, guys, if the exchange you're using does not sell these coins, check out the KuCoin or check out the BITRUE. I tried to see, but there's not even a referral system on KuCoin. So I'll leave a link down below, but even if you use it, it's not going to make me any money. BITRUE, you can also check out. A link is down below. There's some coins like Atlas that are on there. Check it out. Binance, there's a couple of coins on there, potentially two. Just check it out. BITRUE, whatever. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. There's a very important video coming out tomorrow, guys. Make sure you subscribe for that one, and we are going live to talk about it. So take care, and see you all tomorrow in another crypto update. Make sure you press that like button and have the notification bell on.